My name's Larry Shields. I'm a lifelong resident of Red Willow County, grew up south of McCook, attended McCook Public Schools, graduated in 1985 from McCook High School, went on to Colby Community College, got my Associates of Arts degree in Ag Business. That's where I met my wife, Serena. We've been married now for 20 years. Hard to believe, but it has happened. I have a daughter, Amanda, who's a senior this year in high school, and Melinda, my youngest daughter, is a freshman. 4 years ago, I decided to do this, try something new. Always believed that if you're going to speak out and to try to voice your opinions, you need to step up to the plate and be able to run for a public office, and I did so. I've definitely seen some highs and lows on this school board for the last 4 years. Immediately when I got on, it was within a month and a half, the superintendent resigned. We had to get an interim superintendent. Had some issues with some curriculum problems. We kind of got that situated. The highs, I guess, would be as the other two people that's on the school board hiring the superintendent. That was a joyful experience to go through and have. An issue that I'd like to address is our budget. 85% of the school's budget is kind of dictated within budget, salary, and benefits. You can't sway very far from that. It's kind of just a mandated 85%. So that's kind of a big stick into the budget. It's hard to say from year to year what's going to happen in utilities, gas prices, and like that, but you know, every year 85% of your budget's going to be for salaries. Another issue, you know, is being hard is curriculum. 3 years that I've been there, we've got a new curriculum in the reading program, in the math program, and we're looking at the sciences and social studies. So that's kind of the basic things that's been happening in the last 3.5 years that I've been on McCook Public School Boards.
I guess I would just wonder what you might tell us would be the most what do I want to say, the greatest achievement that you've had since you've been on the board. What you might have brought forward that changed things?
That's a good question, Larry. I guess in my mind there's probably two of them. There's only really one thing that a school board member really has to do, and that's hire or fire a superintendent. And we got to hire Mr. Norgard. We went through a process through the Nebraska School Boards Association and hired Mr. Norgard. As Mr. Messersmith stated earlier, we all felt that Mr. Norgard was probably the best candidate that we could bring into McCook Public Schools. He's got a young family, he's very energetic, and it was very exciting to see that process. And I firmly believe Mr. Norgard is going to be the next Mr. Bennett here at McCook Public Schools. He's going to make a career here at McCook Public Schools, and I'll guarantee you there's going to be some other schools out amongst the state of Nebraska that's going to be highly looking at Mr. Norgard, and we're going to have to fight tooth and nail to keep him here. But we have a good school system here. We have great people, great administrators, and I feel Mr. Norgard is going to stay here and be a valued community leader within McCook. The other thing is the ag program. As being an ag-based community, I really felt that we needed to educate our kids. It's not just about a tractor and a plow no more. There's so many other things, and we've had students already within the 3.5 years qualify and went to the National FFA Convention and competed in it. And that was just totally awesome, bringing this program back into the school system and seeing these kids excel locally, state level at Lincoln, and go to Indianapolis and compete at the national convention and National FFA Convention. So those two would probably be my highlights, and very enjoyable to participate and to see the kids grow. Thank you.
Your thoughts regarding it and how you would pay for air conditioning at McCook High School?
A plan put in place, Bruce. Thanks to our business manager, we've thought out a long-term savings program, I guess you could call it. we've been budgeting every year for the last 3.5 years that I've been on the school board. We've set aside money specifically for different programs, and one of them is for the air conditioning in the high school, as the high school is the last building in the school district does not have air conditioning. So the strategic planning that we've put in place as a school board and as a business manager, we've already budgeted for that particular program. I think it's like 3 years away yet to have the money set aside in an account, set aside specifically for the air conditioning. And once we have that money in there, we do fully plan to provide students and staff with air conditioning district-wide for McCook Public Schools. So strategically planning, we already have that money set aside. As I stated before, I'm a lifelong resident. I'm a farmer rancher south of town, and I pay taxes, and I feel that I have been diligently watching carefully of your tax dollars being spent. I voice my opinions. Not always are they right, are they correct, but I feel that I voice my opinion, and I do listen. If there is a concern of anything, I listen to the patrons. I take it to the superintendent. I take it to the principal, wherever the issue is addressed. And so if there is ever an issue, I welcome phone calls, stop me on the street, whatever, and that is one of my strong points I feel that I do bring to the Board of Education, that I'm diligent with taxpayers' money and I do listen to people. And I would appreciate your vote come November, and thank you for having us tonight.